Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? I hope we had a great day in the market. It's actually getting back to normal, so we're going to run through this. We had CAPR still running up, KXIN still blasting off, DUO is up over like 1200% from where we looked at it. So let's see what next is going to be popping besides MLGOs running and TANH and so many others, NCI and all these other ones that we've been looking at. So let's see what's going to be rolling next. So let's get right into this and check these charts out. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. I hope you guys all had a great day. How are you, Rosa? STX Confidential, Jennifer Lee, Danny, Bogart, how are you? I know everybody else will be hopping on, so let's get started and see what's happening right now. Let's just start out with that DUO because that thing just keeps running up like crazy. I'm actually amazed it ran up this high. And like I said, I was surprised it ran up after the 26 and it just keeps going, but way at the top. So obviously, if it's running in the morning, it's still a momentum play. And but be careful with it because it is way up there. But we saw it down in like the 30 cent area, 40 cent. It's at $4.38. It's at 4.38. So it is way up there, and it did run like a maniac. So there you go with DUO, KXIN, another one we looked at, and that one blasted off, and we were looking at it way down there in the 11 cent area, and this one ran up to like 36 cents. It's sitting at 34 right now and still looking great, trying to get back into the top. It is up in the top, wants to kind of run back up there. So KXIN, another one. Look, keep your eye on it in the morning. If it wants to keep rolling, you'll know in the morning if it's a momentum play, especially you web bowlers at 4 a.m. You'll definitely know. So KXIN, that one was running. MLGO. I know a lot of people are getting excited about this one because we've been looking at it. We knew it was setting up, and boom, here it goes. And tomorrow it should be looking good. So MLGO, let's watch it. It should be popping off, looking great tomorrow, and exactly how we've been expecting it to move, and it's moving. So I'd say we basically have the look down, and we're nailing them now. So how awesome is that? Last week I was just studying them, and this week you're just catching mad popper after popper after popper. Doesn't even matter. The market's red. Didn't even matter. We're hitting them all. So it does not matter when you know to look. So there you go. We're gonna be smashing these out of the park, I promise you. And you can see how many we're rolling through each day now. So we're gonna be tightening up these lists and really just zeroing in on things. So here we go. Let's keep on cruising because it's popper after popper after popper of ones that we've been looking at. And I've been kind of going through the list from the last 2 to 3 weeks because you know that the ones from 2, 3 weeks ago are getting set up. We're usually about 2 to 3 weeks early. And so I've been checking out some setups, seeing where we're at on a bunch of them. And I think we're looking good. So I think the big caps don't look bad. We were just kind of waiting to see. And I still think Israel probably has something up their sleeve. So that's why the investors in the market are just kind of standing on eggshells, basically, like not knowing what to do. Just kind of waiting for that to happen. So we'll go through their aerospace and defense as well tonight and check things out. So here we go. TANH. That one's cruising up, looking really good. Another China. I'm telling you, these China companies, what I say before, they were cruising. TNH is going to be moving tomorrow. So keep an eye on that one. And it should get rolling right there. So just another one to keep your eye on. ADTX. Let's look at that. That's a US biotech, but it did just split, I believe, today. Up today, it split 1 for 40. So let's keep an eye on it. It does have that hard support behind. The 20's coming down. It's at 13 something, and this thing's at 2 something. So obviously, after the split, it's way down considering we'll just go a random day. September 19th, it opened at September 18th. It opened at 1760. And we're sitting at 270, and that's post split prices. So obviously, it's got smashed down there with that reverse split, 1 for 40 ADTX. I think we're gonna have to keep our eye on this one because it has some room, and maybe we look at this in the morning and just see what it wants to do. I'm not saying it's definitely popping off of that reverse split just yet, but I would like to take a look at it. So I will take a peek at that one. FRGT. Well, FRGT, let's look at that Freight Technologies. It was up 13 cents, a recent splitter right here. And the day it split, it did run on the 25th. That was a one for 25. But this one, it's trying to pop out of that basement. Actually has the look where it wants to. It's kind of in the spot where it could bounce back down, but it's already done it. It did it the last time, and it got out of the basement. This is how screwy. You want to know how screwed up this market is? I'll just tell you right on here. Something you don't see very often, but I'm looking at it. It did pop out of the basement there on September 19th. It just got out and it was crossing up and hitting the line. So it hit the line and went out of the basement, but it couldn't cross through. And again, it's in that spot where I tell you that they hit the MACD and they just come down. We just know the look now. We know the pattern. We know what they do, and did exactly what we would have probably said it did, or if we weren't saying it, if we were looking at it, it was probably exactly what we were saying it was going to do. And if we weren't looking at it, that's what we would have said. So, yeah, we just know the look of them. And this did exactly that. And now it's getting to the MACD and curling up really nice. It probably is going to start to try to move. The only thing is the 20 is way up there at like 283. It's still like a dollar away. So let me just take a quick peek at the other charts. I want to see what it did in the after hours on FRGT. But I mean, it looks pretty. No, where did that go? There it is. It doesn't look bad right there. It almost looks like today wanted to be the bottom and had a nice little dip right there. And let's just see what this one. Yeah, it's curling up really nice right there. I would definitely keep an eye on that in the morning as well. FRGT, it is looking solid right there. So keep your eye on it. How's Peninsula Life, Mike Trincalo, Elena, Rusa, Jennifer Lee, Danny, and everyone else that's joining in. Keep your eye on FRGT in the morning because it's looking pretty decent right there. And here we go. We looked at DUO. That one's blasting off. NCI was another one that ran up this morning. And again, got locked in these profits. So you just can't really tell. That's the crazy thing with this market right now. This one ran up the last 2 days, ran up today higher than yesterday. Yesterday, it only got up to 99 cents. Today, 108, and it opened at 95 cents. That's NCI. And now it's sitting at 76 cents in the after hour. So, I mean, it came right back down, and it was hard to tell that it was even going to run up even yesterday. So, I mean, you got to just take the profits where you can take them and just kind of move on and not beat yourself up because I'm telling you, as long as you're taking profits, you're winning. You're definitely winning every single trade. And again, just to pick that top is just nearly impossible. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I can't tell where that thing was on NCI if you had a gun to my head and was like, "Yo, pick that out right now, or you got to be shot." I'd be like, "Oh, I'm losing this battle right here because there's no way I could tell." And used to be able to, but not anymore. So yeah, very difficult. And so yeah, you just gotta lock in the profits as they go up. Unfortunately, it's just the way it works now. NCI was running and all the way back down into the 70s. So Peggy, PEGY, was setting up. Let's see what it's doing. It's right there. We knew it's setting up. And just watching it pull back right there. It's curled through, looking great. That hard line. And I'm just waiting for it to kind of tell us that it wants to get green and move. I think it keeps looking like it wants to bottom out there. Let me look on mine and see if we can get a better look here. Huh. I mean, it's way down there, so I would assume that any moment now, this thing's going to try to blast off. I mean, it's almost touching right. I mean, it can't get any better. The last, even all this whole entire week, it looked good, and it's been pulling back. And another one, great example, through the MACD, and as it's going up, the thing just keeps pulling back, and what it well crossed through last week or whenever, but this week alone, it went from opening at 14 cents on the 30th, which was the other day, and now we're on the second, and it's down to like 11 cents, 11 and a half. So yeah, it's just crazy that it pulled back that much as it's running through it's up through the MACD as it's running up and curled up and going up, and the RSI is just running flat there, and the thing just pulls back. We see it as nonstop, but this one is right there, and another like this is just a tough one to get that eye like to know exactly when it is, just because it just like that hard support line just came through it, and yeah, it's just not showing you anything that it wants to do it. So I'm just watching this. I looked at it today. I was trying to get a better read on it to just get an idea, because it's like right there. You know it's there, but you don't want to jump in because it keeps pulling back on you. So we're trying to see when it exactly wants to take off. And that's what I've been just watching for, to see if it gives me any indication or indicator that it does want to do that, because it is a tough look right there on PEGY, but you can tell it's there. It's just a tough one that it keeps pulling back to. So I'll just keep looking at it. And I looked at it today. I looked at all these. I've been looking at these lists and just kind of scoping out and seeing what's going on. This one looks great, and it did today as well. LGHL looking really, really good right there. So that's another one. Probably going to see that one blasting off in the morning. LGHL. So keep your eye on that one, guys, because that one looks good. And that should be moving tomorrow morning. LCTX. Let's see that. Lineage Cell Therapeutics. This one's in a great spot too. I'm gonna tell you what, this thing is looking beautiful, and I would have to say that I would imagine it's gonna try to pop off tomorrow too. I would definitely be asterisk in LCTX. I mean, everything looks good about it. Let's put it that way. Let's see what it did in the after hours. LCTX. But check that chart out. It's bouncing back off the MACD. RSI looks good. Everything looks solid. Up over to 20 right there, sitting on it, and it's setting up bullish. I mean, you don't see, if you want to see a really nice chart setup, check out LCTX. It does look really good right there. So LCTX looking good. I'm guessing Laptop Travel's probably on a flight, because he would have been posting these, and he would have been on already. And I know he was traveling, so he must be on a flight or he'd be posting them. But yeah, LCTX, definitely check out that chart, because it looks really, really good. And you should see it start to move. SMSI, like I said, I'd be surprised if it's not moving tomorrow. SMSI, like I was saying last night, it wanted to start running back up. It started to today, got up to that 113 area. Opened at 106. Its low is 102. It basically closed where it opened at 106. And yeah, it just started to get moving again, and it just has a flat look, but hitting the 50 right now, I think it's going to get through it. And like I said yesterday, I think it's going to get higher than its high the other day, which was at 148. We'll see tomorrow how it opens up, but it started to move today, and it looked like it wanted to continue. So we'll keep an eye on SMSI, but it did start moving today, and we thought it was going to start running. And so just watch for that one. HRYU. Now, this one's in a really good spot as well. It's a South Korean company, and just pull back a hair, but you have the 20 and 50 meeting up with that hard support coming down. I'm telling you, this one is finally like looking really good. I know it's been set up for a little while there, and if it's gonna pop off, it's gonna be either today or today. It's yeah, right now it's gonna pop, guys. It's either gonna be tomorrow or Friday. So HRYU, keep an eye on that one as well. You, especially you web bowlers. But that one could be moving tomorrow as well. Like during the day, it just pulled back, and it tried to run up the other day. The first on Monday, it got up to a 26 and a half, and then today it opened that 26 and a half. It got down to 24 and a half, and it's sitting at 25, and it's looking really good right there. So HRYU, keep an eye on that. VCIG, we've been watching it. It's been trying to set up, that's for sure. And it was looking, I'm not gonna lie, it was looking much better yesterday and the last few days. Today it took that little dip, got down to what, 13 cents down there. It's not the worst, but it wasn't very helpful for it. It did close at like a little over 13 cents. Um, your 20 sitting there like right at 14 cents. So it has to stay over that to be able to really get moving again. And it could easily pull up there in the morning. It's right there. So if not, it's coming down to the bottom, which is right there as well, and it could bounce off of that. So it's hard to tell if it's going to pull back a hair and take a bounce or if it's going to jump up tomorrow. Um, Let me take a look and see what it did in the after hours VCIG because it's been set up and looking good. I would assume it's going to try to roll off that MACD right there and get rolling. So if I had to take a guess, I would say it's going to try to roll off the MACD, catch the 20 up and get rolling. And the 50 is right around 20 cent, and this is in the 13. So VCIG looking, like I said, it looked better the other day, but it's still right there. If it's going to have to move or do something tomorrow, basically tomorrow, it should try to do something because it's right there. And it was set up for the last few days and just got that little bit of pullback. Might not be terrible, honestly. It could bounce right off of there now that you look at it. And it's like kind of just rolling right off of that MACD. So it's not looking terrible. So VCIG, not looking bad. MA, and again, it's one to keep an eye on for the morning because it should be trying to make a move. It's right there. And a lot of these honestly are because they just been kind of hanging out. They were trying to set up, and then we had a lot of stuff going on with our dock workers and the Iran and Israel conflict and all kinds of crazy stuff happening. So they're all just kind of sitting there like we looked at last night, a lot in a similar situation where they could go either way. And right now they're kind of just teetering around as well because they're just kind of waiting for this conflict to see what's going to happen, if anything's going to happen. But I think everyone kind of figures Israel has something up their sleeve. So now everybody's just kind of waiting. And you can kind of see the charts are just kind of waiting. And like I said, they're still in the position from last night. They had to do something today, and so a lot of them jumped under the 20 or just sitting right on it still. So as we go through them, that's what I'm explaining. But they're just setting up to do something, and I can't tell you exactly because again, we have no idea what's going to happen. We have two major events going. Not only is there a war breaking out, we have the dock workers on strike in the U.S. So we have a lot of craziness happening here. We know the China stocks are running, that's for damn sure. So here we go. MAXN, that's a Singapore solar company. We were thinking it was more China last night, but it is in Singapore. I don't know. I guess that is basically around there, but it's not exactly a China stock, so it's a Singapore one. Here we go. It is just pulled back a hair. It actually went up more in the after hours than it came down today. So it doesn't look bad. And another one, it sat on the 20 yesterday and now it just got right under it, but it's still just sitting right there waiting, kind of flat. Like, yeah, it can jump back up. Wouldn't even be surprised if tomorrow they jump back up if nothing major goes on, and then they just sit right there tomorrow. Because they have that look like, or they want to pop off. Some of these will run that. I'm saying look at them tomorrow, but like a Maxon where it's just trying to set up and keep running or try to keep going up. Is just kind of jumping around right there and without any PR or anything crazy, without the setup being perfect, which I mean, it's right there, but it just sat on the 20. Now it came under. So now it's got to do something and then jump. So, and they're just, fighting to stay right there and they're all doing it. So it's not a bad thing, but you could tell they're waiting on something. Just wanted to give you a little explanation of what I'm looking at on basically all the charts. So, if I'm kind of flip-flopping or, not having a clear look, you understand why. Again, like last night, none of these are really in concrete because if something happens overnight in the Middle East, obviously the charts are going to change by the morning time. So we're looking at it as it closed in the after hours at 8 p.m. and nothing's happened. So anything can change it real quick. And we know in the dock workers strike, I mean, they could try to resolve it, something, something good, bad, or indifferent, but something's going to happen. And these charts are just jumping around. You can just tell that they're waiting for something. So let's roll through them and take a look and see what we have presented to us. That's what we always do. We take the opportunities in the market and we roll with them. And there's always opportunities. Doesn't matter what the market's doing, you can find something. And we did. We find them. So here we go. EJH is that one that split the other day. People are looking at it, and it's like right there. It's trying to crawl out of that basement. It jumped up to the 20 today. I bet if there wasn't a conflict going on, it might have jumped. Yesterday, it had that weird look. I remember saying it, and I was curious if it wanted to go up or down. It jumped up today. It opened at 108. It got, well, I guess it gapped up to 108, and then it came down to 99 cents, but it closed at 105, came down to 101 in the after hours. And yeah, just sitting right there. It's right below the 20, but the 20 is right at like that 108 area, and that's where its high was. So it got there. It's testing it, and like I said, they're jumping around. I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to jump up on it tomorrow. So EJH, another one you can keep your eye on, and I mean it's right there at the basement floor, so it could get curled out of that at the same time it crawls up, and that thing could actually cruise finally. So it's all about timing and looking at these bad boys. So you got to look. We have to look at it in the morning, and obviously the web bowlers are going to have that advantage, and it could be moving early in the morning. So keep your eye on EJH because we've been watching it, and it could be that time. And again, it's just they're setting up to do something, and maybe they pop off if no conflict happens, and they get confident, and boom, some of these ones that are set up can pop off for that day. And that's all we need is that quick pop. That's all we look for. We're not looking for it forever. So we just want it to run and hop in it and get out and take the profits on any of these bad boys. So WTO is another one we were following. Caught it just as it was curling up. And now it's just going to have to pull set up as that 20 comes down. It's at 72 cents, and this is at 45, 46 in the after hours. So WTO probably just going to have to set up and will jump around in price, but it'll pull back as it jumps around. So if you see it and it's like really low, you might catch a really quick pop on it and then jump out of it as it sets up because it has some time. And we know that's exactly what they do. Holo, that was down 4 cents. And yeah, just kind of pulling back. I mean, it's run up the other day, and if there wasn't a bunch of stuff going on, this got over to 50, even though it looked like that. It probably should have kept going up, but you can see it came down with everything happening, and it's back down, what, 4 cents today and then 5 in the after hour. So it came back down to 29 cents, and it ran up into the 40s the other day. It ran up to like 46, almost 47 yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I mean, we knew it was going to run up, and that's why I tell you, it's hard to tell. Can you tell where this thing's going to go? Not really. I mean, maybe an idea. I try to see it, but you would have thought it would have went a little bit higher to be completely honest looking at it, and that's why you just can't tell where they're going to run to. You can tell when they're going to run. I've always been able to tell that, but like seeing that top sometimes is tough, and this is probably the toughest time it's ever been that I've ever seen it. So yeah, it's I don't even, again, I try, but you just don't know what you're really in for sometimes. NDRA, let's look at that one. That was down a little bit, up a half an percent, almost down 1% today, but then up a half a percent, and another one just right there, curling, running up in the MACD, and the 20 is getting closer. At any moment, this thing can run. I'm telling you. It could gap up easily tomorrow. So I've been telling you guys, keep your eye on NDRA, and it can move. I know BURU was moving this morning. I remember seeing it was up past 51 cents this morning, and it's back down into the 45s. But that one was another one we were saying last night. It was right there, and then it wanted to run, but again, it's just waiting. And tomorrow, if it gets over that 51 again, where its high was today, because it opened at 49, so it jumped up a couple cents and then came back down. If it gets back up over that, it's running off like crazy. So that's what you're looking at on Buru. So and again, it's just setting up, just sitting right there, waiting for it to do something. So let's look at CURR because I know this one was setting up too, and I was trying to get out of the basement, curling up. It was up 11 cents, came down 13 cents in the after hours, so I guess that's pretty much a wash. But that 20 is coming down. It is at like 277. This thing's at 249, and it's trying to curl out of the basement. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this thing start popping up. So we were looking at this for the last week or two, and you know how that goes. So I would keep your eye on CURR in the morning, guys, because it's either popping out of the basement or it's coming back down, setting back up, and then we'll know that the 20 has to carry it up. But it is kind of right there, and it's over the MACD, so it's not going to hit that to fall down. So it's going to be interesting. And we'll keep an eye on that CURR because it is looking nice where it's at. SYRS. Let's look at SYRA first because that's what I just put in. And we've looked at this before. SYRA Health. Let's look at it. It's down 2.5%. Another like almost 2% in the after hours. And this one's in the basement. I know we've looked at it. I think it was just recently on our laptop lowdowns. Just happened to type it in, I hit an A instead of the SYR. Yeah, instead of an S, I hit an A. They're right next to each other. But anyway, two stock tickers we look at, and they're only a letter apart. Um, but yeah, this is curled through and just kind of pulling back. But the 20's not too far away, is it? It's at 50 something cents, 55. This is at 37. Um, I know it was on that laptop lowdown for a little while, so we might have to add that back to the list. I have another list of them bad boys that I've been running through during the day, and it might even be on there, to be honest. I look at so many, I kind of forget, so I'll have to look. I'll write that down and just make sure it's on that list, SYRA, and I'll keep an eye on that one because that is coming back down. The 20's coming down for it, and we'll take a look at it. But let's look at the SYRS because that was that crazy looking one. Did run up the other day, like 2 days ago, Monday, and kind of knew it was. But guys, I'm telling you, this thing has something going on. It's at 193 today, 196 in the after hours. It opened at what, 195. It got up to two. Its low is 185. And so it basically pulled back. And but I don't know, we were looking at it right around here because I had them crazy looks. So we were probably looking at it right around here. So it jumped up the other day and already pulled back. But I'm telling you what, it looks like it's ready to rock and roll tomorrow. So keep your eye on that SYRS. That's the one that had all that insider trading, and it looks good. And I'll tell you this one already, I already know it out looking at it. FTFT because I saw it a little bit ago. I was looking at it and it looked great. I can tell you that right now. Future FinTech, we've probably been looking at that for 2 weeks. I'll bring it up, and holy cow, it looks beautiful. And I just know because I was looking at it just a little bit ago. Um, Again, I was running through a different list just to try to compile this one, and I that one was on our list, and that one because we were looking at it about 2 weeks ago or so, and yeah, I said, wow, that one looks good, and it didn't really have very high volume either. It was pretty low, yeah, 160,000 right around there, and but looking really good, I would say. So FTFT, let me look at it. I'm looking at VCIG's chart. I'm like, that doesn't look as great. But FTFT looks much better, I'll tell you that. Looks really good right there. And it looks really good right there. So I would say I would watch for FTFT to keep rolling back up and try to run up tomorrow some more. So look at that one in the morning as another momentum play right there because it's looking solid. RMCF is that Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory up 6 cents, up three. I'm telling you, they got some good chocolate going on, and it's about to start moving up higher. I know it ran up a little yesterday, pulled back. It was up at 204 yesterday. 201 was a tie today, and you're about to see it get cruising. So some good chocolate on the way, and it only has 3,000 in volume, literally 3,000, and that's it. So yesterday I had way more. I had 11,000 yesterday, so yeah, 3,500 in volume, and the thing moved from it opened at 196, it got up to 201, and then it got up to 204 in the after hours. So it moved. I mean, it didn't move. It moved over 3% with 3,000 in volume. So pretty wild. And I'm telling you, it's just set up crazy. This thing will start hitting the charts or the scanners soon, and people will start jumping on it. It'll start getting pumped up with volume, I'm sure. That's what it looks like anyway, but it looks good. Um, RMCF, that Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. UNCY, though, this one was looking also pretty good. Let's see what it, oh no, this one had crossed down yesterday. I forgot it was the other one. I think URG was looking good, the uranium company. And this is the biotech company. It had come back down yesterday. Let's see. It looks like it's still trying to pull back. It just went under the 50. We'll have to take a look at that one. I'm gonna put a little question mark next to that because it is pulling back, but I think the URG was the one I was thinking. And yeah, this one was looking pretty good. And this one wants to roll back off too and get moving tomorrow. So keep an eye on URG. I know I saw this today. I was just confusing the two, but yeah, this one looks really good as well. So I would keep an eye on that as well. URG. I just want to look at it on all three real quick. Little flat there, but in the right spot. Looks like it wants to roll off that MACD right there, and the 20's coming up for it, so it does. It looks really good to me. I would keep an eye on it. I'm gonna mark that one. I think we've been looking at it honestly, and let's look at FAMI, FAMI. That's another China stock. It was up a penny. And I'm telling you, this one could get moving, guys. So it's one of them China stocks that just looks right now. Has that curl up, has everything looking right, and you know they're moving. So just keep an eye on FAMI and see if it has some momentum in the morning, and it could be a cruiser. So watch out for it there. And we can look at some more China ones. I already know we're going to because there's some on the list that I put down because I was running through some. LIDR, let's look at that. That was down a penny, and we looked at it the other day. It was sitting right there, and it looks like it wants to roll off the MACD. I was looking at this one, had that weird look, and a couple of them that had this look honestly jumped right up the next day. So watch LIDR and see what it can do in the morning because it could be jumping up, and it looks really good in the after hours. As a matter of fact, it looks way better in the after hours. So keep an eye on AI, and literally A, the letter A, and then they spell IEYE Inc. So AI Inc. And keep an eye on that one. It's a software company in the US, but yeah, it looks really good right there. So, and it has that weird look, and a lot of them that have that look have been jumping up. So I want to look at it and see what if it wants to follow that pattern as well. LGMK. Logic Mark, that was down 2 cents today, which was a pretty big deal because that's like 15%. And but not only that, it was looking really good the other day, like probably on Friday and last week looked amazing. And then all of a sudden this week it just kind of fell on its face, came down, and it looks like it's about to get into the bottom. And let me see if it actually crosses down in the after hours. Nah, it may just roll right off of there, but that's a major pullback on LGMK. So if you weren't looking at it before, keep an eye on it because it's at a great price. I mean, it's way lower than the 13s that it was at before. That's what it looks like. The low was August 14th was like 13 cents, and you're sitting at just under 12 cents right now. So LGMK definitely took a nice pullback. I'm just curious if it keeps pulling back there in the basement because it just tucked its head in, but it's one of them cases where it can pull itself right out tomorrow and try to get moving. They can bounce right there off the MACD in that bottom. So, yeah, keep an eye on it and see if it has some momentum in the morning. You know it's going to be bouncing LGMK. SPRC. Let's see, SPRC. That's a biotech company in Israel. This one's in the basement trying to curl up there, but just dipping down. And I think this one's going to have the 20 come down for it. It's at 27, almost 28 cents. And this is at like, say 22 and a half. So, it's just waiting for that. And it's in the basement. I have to see this on after hours as well. SPRC. Let's see. Yeah, it's just kind of riding that line. Like it's very hard to tell. But we'll look at it tomorrow. I'll definitely look at it tomorrow because I want to know what it's gonna do. Um, they keep looking like they have that bottom look, but then they'll pull back some more. So I don't want to say that it does have that bottom look, especially in the 20s up at the 27 area, and this is in the 22s. So maybe it'll pull back a little bit more and then the 20 comes down for it. So we'll look at that one as well. HODL, this is funny because someone was saying that they were holding MLGO, and I thought they were saying to look at HODL. So there you go. We're gonna look at it. That's how this ETF ended up on our list tonight, Vanek, but I'll take it off. I just said I would look at it because the person, it was pretty funny. But yeah, someone's got in the MLGO off our post early, and I was posting about it, and then I was asking if anyone on StockTwits wanted to see anything, and they were commenting on that, and I knew this was an ETF. I just kind of knew about. I know this one, so I thought they wanted to look at it. So I said, we'll look at it anyway. So here we go, HODL, and it is the Bitcoin Trust, VanEck Bitcoin Trust beneficial interest, and it was down $1.77 today. It's at 68.11 and up 45 cents to 68.56 in the after hours. And as a matter of fact, it's a very interesting look, and that's why I wanted to look at it. I wasn't looking at it before, and then when I had that interaction, and then I realized I was like, well, and then they said they didn't want to look at this. I kind of just checked it out real quick, and I was like, wow, the 20 and 50 are meeting right there on this bad boy, and it's coming down hard on that MACD, and it's setting up super bullish long term. I mean, you're talking like a month out probably, and it's supports right there at 64, and this is at 68, and this is a Bitcoin one ETF. So it gave an interesting look. So I was like, interested to see how it's going to play out tomorrow anyway. And like I said, we probably won't be looking at it, but it does have a very interesting look. I think it's going to crawl through and come down, to be honest with you. So we'll go through our crypto as usual. And I know Ripple SEC just did something with Ripple and overturned something. We'll go through that as well. And so yeah, this is HODL, and it is an ETF with Bitcoin, and I think it looks like it's going to be crossing through, coming down and pulling back some more. So that's that one. So let's roll ONMD. Here we are, one MedNet. Let's see what this is doing. This is an interesting one. Just crossed through the MACD. I mean, it looks super bullish up there. And your 20s all the way, it's only at 69 and a half, and we're at 58. So it's not too crazy, but we know once they cross through, they kind of hit that wall. And yeah, so we have to just obviously prepare for it to pretty much kind of stay stale for a little bit and then try to move when that 20 comes down. I would expect that for ONMD. And so we'll definitely have to watch for that. But like I said, it's hitting the line right now. It wants to cross through. I'm just not sure. Maybe it will have a pop off tomorrow and then and then hit the wall because it looks like it wants to get out of the basement and cross through at the same time like they normally do, and has this weird look. So you know what? Look at ONMD because I will in the morning for sure. I just put a couple asterisks next to it because it's very interesting, and that kind of has that look of like they should. So we'll see what it wants to do. And I'm not saying it's definitely coming out. I kind of feel like it might pull back. It just has that look. But well, I just kind of know how this market operates at this point. So it's right there crossing through, right there, ready to cross through, I mean, and we know that they hit walls when they do it. So I'm interested to see if it can pop as it's crossing through. That's what I'm more interested on this one. So GOSS, this one was setting up, and it is. It's setting up really nice. So take a look at this bad boy because it is looking really good. GOSS, looking nice to try to run up again. It did. It just kind of went flat today. It was solid yesterday at 106 as a tie. And today it opened at 105, got to the 106, and its low is only $1, and it's at 105. So I'm telling you, it kept up where it needed to be, and it's setting up super bullish. I would take a look at this GOSS. It looks really good as well. And there you go with GOSS. Let me take a look and see what's going on here with you guys. Um, Tesla, what's happening with Tesla and McDonald's? Well, oh my goodness, Tesla has McDonald's bots going on. That's pretty wild, dude. Here, I'll repost that one for you. So, laptop travels on and just posted that. PDSB, HKD. You know what? HKDs, I'll take a picture of my watch list. Is definitely on there as one of the China stocks. I looked at it yesterday and I didn't really think it was going to pop like that today, to be completely honest with you. So, should have known that 20 and 50 were meeting up, and but it was just pulling back, and it wasn't sitting on there, and it was just in a weird spot, and I honestly didn't see it popping like it did today. But we'll do HKD real quick. Oh, it's a France. I thought this was a China company. I it's a France company software application. I always thought it was a, China company, and it's on my watch list, so I kind of follow it. I had no idea, but anyway, it was at 391, and in the after hours, it like really popped up there. Let's see what it did. I'll look on the my chart because it'll tell me exactly. It got up to it's closed at 558. It got up to $6. So HKD, it did run up pretty nice. And so want to know if it wants to run up tomorrow. It honestly could be one of the momentum plays. I don't know what the heck they have going on. I don't see any news for it. It went through the first resistance there, 375 with no problem. And the second one was at 394 and it ripped right through there. And like I said, it's basically like off the chart now. So it just kept ripping through. And even like mine, it's just I have to pull the chart all the way down to get rid of everything to see. So it could run and it's really hard to tell. It's kind of bullish up there. It looks like it wants to run up in that top. I would say you web bowlers keep an eye on that one in the morning, HKD. And yeah, I really didn't think that was popping like it did today. So and again, I looked at it yesterday. I didn't really even look at it today. It just happened to creep up on my watch list. And again, I don't know why it was even, I've traded it a few times and I guess I never removed it. And then it did. It popped right up to the top. I was like, wow, that thing went crazy. But it popped up yesterday, I guess. Maybe it was in the low ones. Maybe I looked at it because I scroll all the way down and see which ones are on the low for the day too. Maybe that's where I saw it on the low. And then I looked at it and I was just like, huh, 20 and 50 are meeting, but nothing crazy. And then today it went nuts. So guess you don't see them all like that because I didn't see that one happen. And PDSB though, let's look at that. PDS Biotech Corp. Let's see what they're up to. Um, and that's why I tell you, you can't, if anyone ever tells you you can see everything, they're crazy. Because, like I said, I even looked at that and had no idea. And I just tell you what I see, and some of them just pop out of nowhere. I always thought that was a China company, so tells you how much I know. PDSB, here we go. Up 46 cents, up 4 in the after hours. This one looks like it wants to run up in the top too. Let me look at this in the after hours. PDSB. And it's at 415 right now. What did this say it was? Yeah, 415. Okay, that was right. Um and yeah, it looks like it does want to run up tomorrow. It has some more resistance at 455. So I would keep an eye on that in the morning as well to try to run for some momentum there, Jennifer Lee, because that one does look good. And like I said, HKD could definitely be a momentum play as well. So I just like I said, I didn't see it popping up there today. So it definitely did, and I didn't see it happening. And don't see them all, but there you go. But I did look at it and didn't see it. And that's that one. So there you go with that. And let's keep on cruising here. Let's see. Let's go through our crypto and our everything else here. Let's look at crypto because that got smashed down today. Let's see what's happening here with crypto. Let me pull up the app real quick, and Bitcoin is at 61,000. And yeah, just not looking that healthy right there. At 61,000. The only thing it is doing is sitting on the 50 and trying to bounce back up right now, but it did cross through. But it is trying to get curled back up on the RSI. I'm not sure if it will. Let's run through these. Ethereum's at 2,382, and let's see what that one's doing right now, because that one was just dipping down. It did cross down, and that one is not curling back up. It's through to 50 and going down. Ripple, I mean, XRP right here. They took a beating with that news, and it went straight down through the 100, through the 50, and just curled down and just took a beating, like I said. So Ripple went, what was its high today? I don't even see it on here. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, but it's at 53 cents. Let me see if I can tell. It's hard to tell on this thing, but it was definitely over like 56. It was up there. I can't oh, here you go. 61 was its high, and it's at 54 right now, and it opened at 61. So it definitely got crushed with that news. Solana's at 141. Let's see what Solana's doing real quick. That's at the 50 as well, and it's crossed. It's just barely crossed down. It could pull itself up if it had to. So keep an eye on that. And Doge is at 10 and a half, and we'll just see what that did as well. And that's down to the 50, and that could really just pull itself up if it had to. So again, not the best look for crypto this evening. And let's keep on cruising and see what's happening here. Let's look at our big caps real fast and just see what's happening. Let's look at GameStop and them three, the meme stocks, see what they're up to. Um, GameStop was pulling back a little, got under the 20, and looks like it actually wants to push it down. It's going to try to push down a little bit. So we'll keep our eye to see if it's actually going to cross down. It looks like it wants to try to push it down on there hard. So we'll look at GameStop and see if that's pulling back. AMC is down to the 430s, and this one just keeps looking more bullish and keeps coming back. So now the 20s really crawled down. It was crawling up before. Everything's coming down on it. So it's coming down to a bottom, and we'll see how far it comes down in the 430s. That's AMC. So yeah, all these bad boys are definitely pulling back. And Chewy, that one's also pulling back there, cross down, and the 20s over top, basically pushing it down as well. So CHWY also looks like it's getting pushed down. So let's look at the SPY, the big caps, and see what they're up to as well here. And let's see, the SPY is up 24 cents today. I'm not sure how, but it was, and it was coming down and hitting the line. It was such a crazy look. And again, this thing is so bullish right there at that 564. It's sitting at 568. What'd it get down to? 565. And yeah, this thing is just super. I mean, it's just waiting for something crazy to happen and tell it to do something. So, SPY is looking crazy bullish. Let's run through our big caps real quick. Nvidia was setting up. I was looking at that a little bit ago, and that one, like I was saying before, I wasn't sure if it's going to come through that MACD. This is one of the few ones because a lot of the other big caps did. And I said yesterday, I wasn't sure if this one would do it because it was it's been rolling off pretty well, and it came down to that 20, and it looks like it wants to roll off. And in the after hours, Nvidia, it looked like it was going to roll right off. So I would watch for Nvidia to try to start moving again tomorrow. It'll probably get up to like the 125 area again. And then try to pull back, set up. It's setting up, like I said, they're setting up super, super bullish. So that's what they're doing. And a lot of them are setting up similar, which is kind of crazy. So let's look at Apple AAPL up 57 cents. This one's about to blast off. Yeah, this thing looks like it's ready to roll off that MACD and get crazy. So Apple's looking really good right now. Google was looking pretty good. It did run up a little bit. It was up this morning, actually. It was up in the 168s. Right now it's at 167 and just kind of pulling back a little bit. I would look for it to meet the 20 and the 50 around 163 and get blasting off. So look for Google around 163 to pull back. It's at 167 now. And uh and then look for it to get popping off of that spot right there. And that's Google GOG. AMZN is Amazon. It was down 37 cents, up 17. And this one did fall right under the 20 and it had crossed down. Kind of an interesting one because it crossed down and it's hovering right around that 20. It doesn't want to let go of it. And this one's probably going to make one of them fast curls back up. It's just making room on the chart, to be honest with you. And it wants to get cruising again. So Amazon, just watch for it to hover around. It could pull back right here, but I have a feeling it's going to get set right back up. And it's just making some more room on the chart. It kind of needed to. It was getting up at that top area, and now it's pulling back, making more room so it can run up heavier and higher. So that's Amazon, AMZN, Meta. That one was down 366, and another one just in the top. And I was surprised it ran up in the top. I feel like it has to come down out of the top, possibly even cross down and come down to that like 540 area. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. Maybe it only comes into the 550s and tries to get off of the MACD, roll right off of it. I could see that, but it needs to come out of that top area just so it can get really cruising. It needs to make some room. And because like I said, it's way up there right now, and it needs to come back to make some room where it's got to run up at that top for a while. So that's Meta, and I would look for it. Like I said, I would look for it to pull out of that basement. It's not going to be anything crazy, I don't think, but it does need to make room unless it's just going to pull right back down to that top line right there and just bounce off and stay in there. And I mean, it's going to have to be a pretty crazy run for it. It already is hitting like its all-time highs, but it would get pretty wild. So we'll know in the morning. We'll definitely be looking at it. We always look at the Mag 7. So like Meta is going to be an interesting one. Microsoft, we knew was coming down. Let that come down to like the 410 area, probably right around not even 412. It's at 417, maybe to 415. Look at it between 415 and 412. See if it comes down in that area. And that's Microsoft just pulling back, and Tesla was pulling back as well. And they had the third quarter or some whatever news they had today. They have way too much. They had the quarter three deliveries or something. I don't know exactly, but it missed the Wall Street projections. It came down to 241.50 and it's sitting at 247.94 in the after hours. It closed at 249 and but it's not looking bad. It looks like it's coming down to that MACD, and like I said, this one's setting up bullish in about a month or so. And I guess they doing something with McDonald's or something because like I said, Laptop Travel posted that picture, so I'm not exactly sure. I was just kind of scrolling down to see if I saw anything with McDonald's, but I don't doubt it, to be honest with you. So yeah, they have these robo taxis and all kinds of stuff going on. So Tesla's up to all kinds of good stuff, obviously. It was down. They missed their not even their earnings, but their deliveries wasn't even by much. And I have a feeling you're going to see it set right back up and get moving again. And that's your Mag 7. And a couple of them are looking good. So we'll analyze them bad boys in the morning again as well. But pretty much just gave a good analyzing on them. And let's look at Nike because it was pulling back. I know that it was up at 85. It's at 83 today. And yeah, its high was 85. It came down to 82. And I know some of you people were buying the options at 73 and getting rid of them at the 85. And Like I said, it ran up to like 90, which was, a little more of a gift, but 73 to 85 is a beauty right there. So I know some people were happy with that, and actually we're getting rid of him today. Irish Lucky, I know he was very happy with that, and a few other people. So there you go with that, Nike, and we'll watch it to set back up and do it again. Rivian. This one's going to try to bounce off the bottom. We're way down there. It doesn't look like it wants to get in the basement, so that's a good sign. So let's just see when it gets exactly ready to get rolling again, and we'll hop on Rivian and drive that up. And let's look at PLTR. That one just keeps, like I said, it keeps running at the top. I would look at it for tomorrow to see if it wants to pop up even higher. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It just keeps running up there. So, and it looks bullish. So PLTR, you keep your eye on that for a momentum play as well, because it just keeps moving. Sophie, let's look at Sophie because that one was looking real good and now it looks really good. So keep your eye on SOFI. I wouldn't be surprised if that MACD goes crawling up there. Let me look at this in the after hours. SOFI. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if that MACD goes flying up there and just makes this thing start cruising for sure. It's going to get up to the $8 and then it's going to get up to like the 860s and it's going to pop even higher than that. So SOFI looking good right there. To start moving, OXY. That one is down or up 19 cents, down 25 cents in the after hours. And this one is trying to set up super bullish, just kind of flat right there, but has that super, super bullish look right there. Holy cow. So let's look at this one on the other charts as well. Oxy, OXY. I mean, I don't know why it has that little pullback look right there, but it looks good to me. And looks good to try to keep rolling tomorrow to up to that 55 area, I'd assume. So keep an eye on Oxy. Looks like it wants to get up to that 55. Um, let's see. Let's see. Snow. Let's see what that's up to. It was down 58 cents, up 22 in the after hours. And this one looks like it's just coming down to the MACD. Has the lines right there. This one, I'm telling you, this one's going to get set up. Let's just watch Snow, see if it wants to roll off that MACD. I have a feeling it does. Looks like it does. And, so yeah, let's watch it for the next few days. We watch it every night, but especially the next few nights, tomorrow night, Friday, keep an eye on it because if that 20 comes down, it's got everything looking for it. So it should here, ready? We'll look for Snow to get around like 111. It's at 109 and it can get rolling, and especially right there. I would say they're gonna meet like in the 112 range and try to get moving. So I'm gonna watch Snow and see that one. Dell, that one pulled back. It was up 30 cents. I know it was pulled back a little bit. It opened at 112. It got up to 116. Its low is 112.12. I saw it at 112. It's at 113 and 114 in the after hours, and it looks like it's pulling back to me. It's setting up super bullish. I would assume that it's going to come back down into the 110 area and then set back up because it just crossed down where it pulls itself up tomorrow. It is in that spot. Let me see. Dell's in that spot where it could pull itself right up. So, it could actually. Keep an eye on it. And it's setting up bullish probably for next week to run up even higher. It got up to what the other day? 127. We're sitting at 114 area. So Dell is setting up to be bullish again. AMD. This was up 3 cents and then up a little more in the after hours to 160.12. And another one just coming down to that MACD. They look like they're gonna kind of just land soft and roll off and more or less just trying to hold itself stable. And you can tell there's a lot going on in the world, but this thing it can come down to that 20 at 153. It's at 159, 160 in the after hours. And or it can run up to the 166 tomorrow. So it's just hovering around, just waiting for it to do something. But another one setting up super bullish. So once we get past this conflict thing, it looks like that's when they're going to get really cruising. NIO just keeps running at the top. That is a China auto manufacturer, and This one looks like it wants to keep running at the top again into the high sevens again. So just watch that one. And this one's been running like crazy. So be careful though, because it's up at the top. It's been in there a few like already once came out and now it's running up there again. So definitely have to be careful with that. SPCE, Space Virgin Galactic, up 19 cents. Wasn't looking so hot yesterday. We knew it was going to make that bounce and come down, but I think it definitely gets cruising now. I think it's going to try to get rolling through. It tried to bounce through that MACD the last time, got knocked down. 20's coming down. That's in 625 range. We're at 603 and has a hard line coming behind it too. I think SPCE and it's an aerospace and defense. I think you should keep an eye on that one because I think that starts moving now. And INTC Intel, they're struggling not to get taken over by like multiple companies. They're saying they're not selling. So let's see what they're up to. It's coming back there. The 20 wants to pull it up right there. The 20's at your $21 area. Gonna come down to the MACD, should roll off, but I mean the thing is kind of looking bearish. It will have a pop off, but Intel kind of looks bearish at the moment. So we'll see if it kind of gets reset up. But like I said, that 20 and 50 are meeting up in the next day or two, maybe next week. And you're going to get a little pop off. And then again, it's going to pop back down. And we'll see what happens. Or the chart will reset up. Let's see. Disney, DIS, that was up 10 cents. And Disney was up at the top, pulling back. Another one just coming down to that MACD with the 20 coming up to it. And they're just waiting. Like I said, they can roll right off of there. They could do anything. Then they even have a few days to try to figure it out as well. SMCI. Now, this one did the old splitteroonie yesterday for 10 to 1. And today it's looking a little healthy. So it looks like it's finally going to get rolling there. Has that look where it has the support, and now the 20 wants to curl it up finally. We were looking for that and just waiting for that split. And yesterday it was coming down because of everything. It's going to get moving. I'm going to be watching this one tomorrow and looking at the options chain. So I told you that before. I'd be looking at that bad boy. Mara coming down to the bottom right there and hitting that line, good support, and hitting the MACD. Another one just, with crypto all crazy. This one just doesn't know what to do. It could go either way. Let's look at Riot and see. And the exact same thing. Sitting on the 20, Riot looks good to try to curl off and get moving tomorrow. So keep an eye on Riot, RIOT, to try to roll off and get moving. DJT, our Trump media, down 35 cents. It's back into the 15s and just sitting at that good spot right there. I mean, it's hanging out on the 20 right there. It ran up obviously yesterday into the 17s. It's back into the 15s. And we'll see. It has that look like it wants to go, and it is bullish. So that's DJT, PHUN. Let's look at our good old fun. If I could type it in, there we go. It's up 2 cents and just sitting. Well, I'd watch fun to be popping tomorrow morning. Fun could be fun tomorrow. So watch that PHUN. It is looking good. Exxon Mobil. Let's see, up $1.59. It's getting up there to the top, so be careful. I'm not sure if Exxon Mobil is going to run up into the top right there, but it's going to pull back and get super bullish. So watch Exxon Mobil. We watch it anyway, but we'll keep a watch on it to see when it wants to reset up. We kind of knew they were running up now. Coinbase, another one just sitting at that 20, not looking bad, just waiting for something to tell it. It's coming down to the MACD, but very softly. So it has a day or two, and it's just kind of waiting. So that's not a bad look, and that's good for crypto. BlackRock BLK up 23.23. I told you guys this thing is crazy. Did I not say this thing was going to run back up? It's going to run even higher. It's going to run off the damn chart. I'm telling you, it's insane. So, yeah, it should run up into the top again, but we knew yesterday it was going to run up. It was freaking nuts. I'm telling you, the thing is insane. BlackRock. I'm telling you, I might just start running options on just BlackRock alone, and that's it. Just it's so easy. I mean, this thing's nuts. You can easily tell when it wants to go up and down. and it wanted to go up. That was for sure. And it ran up $23. I mean, it was only 2.5%, but still, not bad at all. So that's BLK BlackRock. So I think we're gonna be looking at that stupid thing anyway. Don't even like the company, but we will trade it and profit off it. When there's an opportunity, we'll take advantage of it, right? So there we go. Let me see if anybody wants to see anything in particular. Here we go. CIFR. Let's look at that bad boy. Cipher Mining. Oh, this one looks good, Jennifer Lee. Jennifer Lee's been popping them in with some good ones lately. Keep your eye on CIFR for sure. That one looks really good. And IREN. That one's right there. Just kind of wants to. It's coming down hard on there, but I think IREN is set up for like a week or two out, or you have your 2050 meeting up. It's right there. Tried to trade in between that channel yesterday. Could do it tomorrow. Just bounce in there. It's coming down on your MACD kind of hard, but it looks like it could even out. And then I think it gets set up for like next week. I could be wrong about IREN, but that's what it looks like to me. But CIFR looks really good. A lot sooner. I'll say that. Let's just put it that way. I think CIFR is looking pretty good for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. It's hitting that 50, but it's solid up there. And that 20 is trying to get up to it and it looks really solid right there. Let me look. CIFR. Like I said, that one looks yeah, it looks like it wants to cruise tomorrow. So I would keep an eye on that one. Absolutely. So there you go with that. CIFR. And here we go. Let's keep on cruising through and see what else we have going on here. Let's look at our other list and rock and roll through it. Here we go. And let me know if you guys want to see anything, and we'll pick out all the poppers over here. Now let's look at applied LPLD, applied digital. Oh, I never posted that. I told you as I was trading that thing at super low and like a couple years ago as well. That was up 11 cents today. I wouldn't really, it could be a momentum play up there. It looks like it wants to run up in the top and build a real nice base. That's one for you web bowlers at 4 a.m. Look at applied. If it's has that momentum, it could be moving. So take a look at that. EDBL, let's look at EDBL and see what EDBL, that's Edible Garden. Let's see it down 2 cents, up 2.5% in the after hours, and just pulled back so much there. I think we're just gonna watch that bad boy pull back, and we'll see what's up with that when it wants to get ready. But now that yin and that yang, holy cow, yin and the yang are crazy, aren't they? The yen's up to like 50.49. Its high was what, 50.72. It's like, and then it got up to 51 in the after hours. The thing is just running in the top like a maniac. And then and that's your daily FTSC China Bull. So that's your ETF. And then your Yang is all the way down to 285 and way down there. So which one do you think we're gonna like? Is the Yang. You got it. I like that Yang. And the Yin, yeah, it's a good momentum play when it's running up, but that Yang is way down there. So we're just watching it to bottom out. I mean, it took a nice dive today. It went from yesterday's price of opened at 406 and today it opened at 298 and as low as 285. It's sitting at 284. So we're gonna see if it wants to pull back another day or so. And what's going on with this, I don't know. But yeah, they were pumping all kinds of money into the China stuff, and that's why the China stocks are getting crazy. So we're watching the yin and the yang. And like I said, that yang will be a nice we'll crush that bad boy when it's ready to run up. That's for sure. So we'll hit them bad boys and knock them out. AEMD, let's look at that one. Down to, oh, this one's set up really good, huh? It is set up really nice right there. Keep an eye on it. Kind of ran up and it wants to pull back a little bit, but it's setting up for like a week or two away to be really bullish. So AEMD, I'm gonna have to watch it in like a week or so. Pop that on that list. AIMD up 6 cents. Now this one looks good for the morning. Ooh. Yeah, keep your eye on this one though. AIMD is looking really good right there. AIMD, I like that look. Um, AMLT. Let's see that. I don't even see that. Let's look if it is over here or did I even write the right thing? AMLI it could be. Yeah, it is. I knew that. It's American Lithium Corp. That's why AMLI. That was down 4 cents. That was at the top, this bad boy. Oh yeah, that's I know we looked at this one. But this was at the top. It looks like it is coming down some and could come down into the 42 cent range. It's at 51, so we'll watch that when I'll pop that one on a different chart or a different list and take a look at it. AMPX. Oh, this one's right setting up there. Oh, yeah, that one's setting up right there. I'll have to look at this in the morning. Could bounce down just a little bit. Your 20 isn't is at 90, and this is at $1 where it has to get right over that dollar, what, $5, 6 area, and it can get moving. There's multiple ways this thing can start moving, AMPX, so I would keep an eye on that one. AREC. Let's see what AREC is up to. Ooh, this one's already running up in the top, so I wouldn't mess with it. If anything, you'd have to look at it in the morning if you want to look at for a momentum play, but that is already up there, ran up. AUMN. Let's see what that one's doing here. AUMN, I know we looked at this. It ran up the other day. I remember on the 27th, it was up at 43 cents. And this one's looking pretty healthy to get moving again. I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to run back up to that 43 cents, and it's at 28 right now. Let me look at it in the after hours. AUMN. Yeah, it looks really solid right there, guys. So AUMN, I would take a look at that bad boy and look at that in the morning, AUMN, because it is pretty nice right there. Here we go with the next one is AUMN. That is BMRA. Let's look at BMRA Biomerica. There you go. Biomerica. Holy cow. Couldn't even read it right, but that's a good name. Biomerica, BMRA. Let's see what this company's up to. Let's support these guys. It's obviously a US medical device company, and honestly, it looks great. So let's promote BMRA Biomerica. But no, it looks really good. I ain't gonna lie. It looks solid right there. BMRA. Yeah, looks really good, guys. So keep your eye on that one in the morning because that looks solid. Would have 60,000 in volume. You could tell it's a little low, but it could get jumping right there. It's right in the right spot where you can see that one getting pumped up. Um, what is that? What did I even write? BJLT? I have no idea. I don't even know what I wrote, but I know there is a bolt. So let's look at bolt. Maybe that's what I wrote. There's definitely a bolt, and there is this one. So let's look at bolt real quick. And this one doesn't look too bad. Actually, it is forming a base right there. The 20's coming around. They grab it. It is through the MACD. It was just pulling back, but a little healthy right there. Bolt don't look bad. Um, Bolt could bolt right up to 67 and keep cruising. And it's at 64 cents, 64 and a half, we'll call it. And yeah, 67 is the 50. And it could get moving right there. So Bolt don't look bad. BOLT. CHNR, that was at China Natural Resources, up 7 cents. I know we looked at this bad boy, and this one should continue to run. It did. It ran up the Monday. It was up to like 92 cents. And right now it's at 82 in the after hours, and it looks pretty good to continue running. So CHNR, we were looking at that, and it looks pretty decent there. CNEY, let's see, up 3 cents right there. Well, that's an interesting setup, huh? Um, a real interesting setup right there. I almost think it has to pull back to like the 53. It's almost at 80 cents, 76, 77 in the after hours, we'll say. And yeah, I almost feel like it should pull back. I don't know. This one, I'd have to look at this in the morning. CNEY, that one's a little tricky. It's saying it wants to go up, but it looks like it wants to pull back. I'll look at this in the morning. Let me mark that. That's a morning one right there. CUE. Let's look at Q. and see if it gives us a better Q than that last one. It's up a penny and up a penny in the after hours. Q is giving me a better idea. Q wants to go up. So Q looks like the Q ball is about to roll in the side pocket there because this thing looks good. I'm telling you what, look at Q, CUE, Q Biopharma. That one wants to move tomorrow as well. So keep your eye on Q. And let's look at EVA. Let's look at that. Lumber and wood production. Let's see what they're doing. I 41 cents. Let's see. Oh, it just sat right there in the right spot. This one, oh man, that's a really nice one, huh? EVA, guys, check this one out. It looks really good. I mean, today it looks really good. It's set up in the perfect spot today. So, I would take a look at EVA. What it have? 93,000 in volume, but it's set up right in that right spot right there. So I would take a look at it. I want to keep my eye on it, that's for sure. FEAM, 5E Advanced Materials. This is at up 7 cents today. Ooh, this one ran up, huh? I don't know if it's going to continue up. It got over to 50, but I'm not so sure about this one. It did run up. We would have I think, did we look at this before? I'm not even sure. We looked at SEAM, I think. SEAM? Maybe not, because that's not even, maybe we did look at this. I don't remember. But something like that. I remember a similar ticker to that. The chart don't really look that familiar, but there's been a ton of these similar setups too. So I'm not exactly sure, but it did run up today, and I'm not sure it's going to continue right there. FEAM. So GRYP, Gryphon Digital Mining. That's a good one right here. Let's look at this one. It is just pulling back, but it looks like it's trying to set up. It ran the other day, and it appears that it's just pulling back to set up right there, and that's GRYP. And let's see, HYFM, Hydro Farm Holdings. What is or Farm and Heavy Construction? And this one looks like, holy cow, it looks like it tried to get through the MACD real hard the other day, and it looks like it's going to get through it tomorrow. It said, you know what, I don't really care. I'm going through anyway. And I would look at this one. This one looks pretty wild. HYFM, I want to look at that in the morning as well. So I am putting an asterisk next to that guy. Job, it's called G Group. It's a staffing and employment company. And is it trying to roll up finally? It's finally trying to move. I've traded this one before a bunch of times, and it does look like it's trying to run up into the 27 area. It's at 26 right now. If it gets over that 27 and a half, it can really get moving. So that's JOB. It's G Group, GEE Group. And so yeah, we'll take a look at that. KRKR 36, KR Holdings, Internet and content and information in China, up a penny. And let's see, it looks like it wants to get running again. This, I'm telling you, these China companies just want to keep on running right now. So KRKR, you keep your eye on that. I mean, it's not the greatest setup because it already ran up, but it looks like it wants to be a momentum play in the morning. So momentum people in the morning can look at that. LODE, I remember looking at this Comstock. It ran up the other day, huh? Up to like 70 cents. I remember looking at this bad boy down in like the 20s or something. And yeah, it ran and it never split. So this one ran like crazy. LODE. Um, let's see. It's coming back down now. It could try to pop back up, but it's hitting that line. Maybe it bounces, but LODE, we'll have to go back and look. I remember that one. But yeah, that one popped way up there, and we looked at it way down there. So that one already ran. I wouldn't be chasing it at this point. And that's LODE. RVSN was the railroad company in Israel. And I think this one tries to get running up higher again. As high was the other day at 57, almost 58 cents, and it's sitting at 52 and a half. And I think you're going to see it try to get over that 50 at 56 cents and get moving again. So RVSN looks like it wants to get the train rolling again. And then THCH, not THC, but THCH. THC is a Tenant, I think. It's a medical company, THC, right? Tenant Healthcare Corp. That's it. Medical care facilities. Look at that, guys. Holy cow. I just know it's not an actual cannabis company, and the letters are THC. And I do remember this thing was way down in the $30 like last year, and now it's at 161. So I remember looking at it, THC, and was like, wow, that thing's way down there. And then all of a sudden just started getting crazy. So yeah, that's THC, but we'll go back to THCH now. And that's TH International. And wow, what a bunch of weird looks on that thing. But it's at the top. I don't really trust it, but you can look at it. It has some crazy looks on it. I don't know what this is up to. The hell are they up to? Tim's China partner with Panda Superstar. What the hell are they even talking about? That was September 5th. What the heck is what is a it's a restaurant. I was like, what the heck are they talking about? Tim's China. Um, I don't know what Popeyes expands in China. I don't know what it's a restaurant company, I guess. And yeah, it just has a crazy look. It does look like it wants to run up in this top, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did because of these China companies are nuts right now. And remember when I used to tell you guys that these China companies can get crazy? I think you guys see what I'm saying. And I said that, what, a month ago or so, 2 months ago. And I said 2 weeks ago they were setting up to get crazy. And they did. And this one too, YI, it's 111 Inc. It's a medical distribution company in China. It was up 14 cents today. It still wants to run up there and get bullish into the top. So YI is another one. I mean, there's just so many of them. BTCT, that is a China computer hardware. I told you guys this one the other day, right before it bounced up to that 220. And I think this one's going to roll off the MACD tomorrow and get cruising up a little bit higher, BTCT. So we can keep our eye on that one as another China company right there. And let's see, PHIO. That is a pharmaceutical company in the US and pulling back, but sitting right there on the 20 and hitting the line, kind of like it could just waiting for it to tell it what to do. So we'll look and see. Let me see that in the after hours actually and see if it came through. Nah, it's just sitting right above the line like it wants to. It could stop and go the other way if it had to. PHIO that was. And now let's look at that SLE Super League Entertainment Enterprise. That was up a penny today and curled through the MACD, not looking bad. Line underneath. I bet this one tries to run up a little bit higher, guys. Um, Tries to get up to that 93 cents. Looks pretty good right now. That SLE, we were looking at it for a few days right there. And curve CURV down 39 cents. I know we were looking at it. It was setting up. This one was a weird one. It was trying to set up bullish, but the 20 was coming down, didn't have that line underneath of it. And it was curling through the MACD. Well, it curled through the MACD and just made a hard turn back down, and now it's hitting the line in the bottom. So I don't know what the heck happened here. It's a apparel retail in the U.S., and I have no idea what what it did, but it was trying to be bullish and then it went bearish real fast. So that took a curve the other way. I can tell you that right now. CURVXPON. That is it was trying to set up the other day and it's pulled back. Um Honestly, you know what it looks like it's gonna do now? It looks like it's gonna try to roll off the MACD and the 20 is gonna come back for it now and it can get really rolling. So we'll see. And its high was the other day on the 20th. It got up to 22 cents. We're looking at 4 cents right now, guys. It's super low, and we're just going to watch it to see if it wants to stay above that MACD. And I bet we catch a real nice bounce off of XPON. So we'll watch that one for that right bounce. AUST is a gold company. AUST, Austin Gold, and that's a Canada company. And I told you about this guy. And it popped up yesterday, and today it got up to what, 129, and it has that weird look at the top, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one doesn't try to bounce back up a little bit higher too, because it looks like it wants to, and these gold companies aren't looking bad at all. that gold is running right now. KUKE is a Kook Music Holdings. I remember this thing went wild before. Let me see if I can find it. Boom, boom. I don't see it at the moment. It's here. It is way back. It was like at $16. I don't know what year, 2021. And this thing ran up like crazy. Like I remember this thing ran like through the roof real quick. KUKE, Kook Music. It's a China entertainment company. And it is curled through. It's trying to curl up there. It has that support, it has that weird look in the 20s right there. So wouldn't be surprised if this tries to run either, just because of all the China ones. I mean, it's not the perfect setup. EZGO looks way better setup for a China one, but I wouldn't be surprised if KUKE didn't run. But EZGO, that one looks really good. Should try to crawl through the MACD. This one should try to pop off like a maniac tomorrow. I would keep an eye on this guy. EZGO, guys. That one looks pretty nice for that morning. And tomorrow, honestly, it's fitting that China bill real nice right there. And it already hit the MACD once and came down. It's still in that spot where it could pop back down, but just because these guys have so much momentum and going for them, this one looks like it wants to run up there. RAYA, that's another one, up electrical equipment and parts company in China. And we were talking about it the other day, and it's been running up, and I think this one's going to get moving too. And it's 50 is at 80 cents. It's sitting at 76 in the after hours. And I know we were looking at it back here in the 66 area, and it's been moving up. So RAYA, GDHG, that one we were looking at for a while there. It did do the old splitteroonie, and on September 19th, and it looks like it's trying to get better now. It's trying to curl up and trying to catch up and run with the rest of the China stocks, and the 20s all the way at 402. So yeah, we'll see if this one can actually curl up and get moving with the rest of them. VIOT, let's see it, down 18 cents. And this was another China company we looked at the other day right before it popped up there. Like, so I think we looked at it Monday, and its high was 162. Yesterday's high was 185. Today's high was 194. And it is just kind of pulling back, but still looks super bullish right there. So looks like a little healthy pullback for VIOT. And let's look at some of the ones that have earnings reports tomorrow and Friday. There's only three tomorrow and one Friday, so we'll bust through them guys real quick as well and see what they're gonna do. STZ Constellation Brands. We had looked at this before as well. It was down $2. But it's a $255 stock, and I remember looking at it, and it's sitting right there at its support line. Well, yeah, it is. It was its resistance. It made its support. Now it's sitting on it. It's over the MACD. Your 20 and 200 are meeting there, 252, and it doesn't look bad. I can say that it does have its earnings tomorrow. I think it might want to have to pull back a little bit, but we'll have to take a look at that. And jobless claims, blah blah blah. I was just looking to see if it said anything, but just talking about its earnings tomorrow. Let me get a better look at all three charts to see if we can really tell. I'd like to be able to tell you guys something on it. STZ, honestly, I think it's going to pull back on its earnings, is what it looks like to me. So. Maybe I'm wrong and it bounces off of that, but it looks like it wants to pull back a little bit. They have earnings tomorrow. ANGO, let's see what that's up to. Up 2 cents, up 15 in the after hours, 15 cents. They have their earnings. And this one looks like it wants to roll off and keep cruising. So this one looks like it's actually good for tomorrow's earnings. ANGO. So I'll just mark it down, up, and we'll see what happens. And then PEV. I know we looked at this too before. Phoenix Motor. I remember this guy, and it was higher than where it's at now. It's down to 34 cents. It was super bullish right there last week, and just got knocked down. Tried to get through the MAC. Next time it curls up, it's coming through. Um, it looks like it's going to keep pulling back tomorrow on its earnings. I don't even see that it says its earnings there, but it did tell me that StockTwits said their earnings was tomorrow, so we'll see about that if their earnings are tomorrow. And then one Friday was APOG. Um, APOG Enterprise. Okay. $69. And this one's looking pretty solid to roll up there and keep moving. This one's set up to roll. So they have their earnings on Friday, and it does look pretty good right there. APOG. So there you go. And boom, there we are. Let me take a look at the scanner real quick just to take a peek, see if we see anything else, and let me look and see if anybody else wants me to look at anything. GENK. Oh, RD has a few, Jennifer Lee has a few, so let me go through them and then we'll go through the scanner. How's that sound? And that was pretty nice. And I'm telling you, we have so many here. I'll tell you what I asterisked right here. Here you go. Um, FRGT, LGHL, LCTA, LCTX, HRYU, NDRA, keep a look at. Buru is running today, BURU, but looks pretty decent. CURR looks decent for the morning, and FTT looks really good for tomorrow. SYRS looks good. URG, LIDR. Let's see. ONMD. I just want to look at that one. Has that weird look, but GOSS was really nice, and also AIMD. Let's see. AUMN was nice. We've been looking at that for a few days. BMRA, that was that one I was saying. What was it? Bioamerica or something. CUE and EVA were interesting ones, but CUE was pretty nice. HYFM was looking nice, and EVGO and a lot of the cannabis, a lot of the China ones were looking great, obviously. So there you go. That was what I wrote down in asterisk. And let's look at these bad boys. Let's see, SVMH. RD, let's see, SVMH. I know we've looked at that before. Let's see what it's doing here. It is just pulling back there. It's trying to curl up. It does have the support underneath. Let me see, SVMH. I gotta look at this one on the charts, on the other ones as well, just to get a better idea here. Not telling me a whole lot there. It does kind of want to curl up. And if I had to tell you just by looking at it tonight, I'd say it wants to pull back a little bit more, but it is going to set up. And our 20 is at 10 cents. This is at 8. It's not too far away. I don't think it's ready to get moving just yet. Let it try to curl up tomorrow. I think you have probably next week it'll look much better. And you know it's going to probably bounce around as it starts to get curled up there because that's what they love to do right now. CERO is a good one to look at. It was down a penny and up a little in the after hours. It was looking really good yesterday. I remember I meant to put it on the list actually yesterday and I forgot, and it did pull back. And I was kind of surprised because I looked at it today and I said, wow, that one dipped down. That was right there in the right spot to move. And yeah, I'd have to say it's trying to get set up there. I mean, I thought it was going to run today, to be honest with you, and it didn't. It just has that pullback look. Nothing real crazy with CERO. It doesn't look bad, and but it did run up. And remember, it ran up on the 20th, and then it ran back up again, not as high on the 25th. But yeah, it's setting up right there, and it looks good. I can't say that it looks bad. Let's put it that way. So. Just has some healthy pullback, looks like to me. SVRE, let's look at that one. SVRE, Saber One 2014 LTD ADR. I don't know what that even means, but it's an Israel Scientific and Technical Instruments. They must be playing laser Saber One swords or something. I have no idea. But this one looks like it kind of wants to cry. It's right at the like at the top of the basement and it's staying over the MACD. It looks like it wants to try to curl up for some crazy reason. Your 20's coming down for it at 16 cents. This is in the 13-cent range. And again, I wouldn't be surprised. It took a nice dip the other day on the 26 from 19 cents was the tie, and it came down to that 14, and now it's in the 12s, right under 13. And yeah, it looks like it wants to try to roll off up there right there. So SVRE, and I'm looking at my chart too, and it really looks like it wants to roll off that MACD. I would say it's trying to move off that MACD tomorrow and try to get cruising SVRE. And then let's look at the conduit CDT. I think that's what that is. Conduit Pharmaceuticals. Yup. Conduit Pharmaceuticals CDT. Down a penny, up a. Tell you, I can remember these stock tickers. I can't remember anything else in life. It's so crazy. I'm telling you, it's the wildest thing ever, especially with a brain injury. If you suffer a brain injury, it's the weirdest thing ever. And I mean, I do them every day, and go through these, but I mean, there's normal things that I just can't remember all the time. And then I can remember what CDT was. Conduit Pharmaceuticals. Like, how does that happen? I have no idea. It would probably be better if I could remember the other stuff in my life, but hey, I do this and that's all I can remember. It's kind of bizarre. But here we are. CDT, Conduit Pharmaceuticals. Oh, that one pulled back really well, huh? And this one was trying to set up there for a while, and your 20's coming down, and it's in the basement, and another one, it should try to roll off, but I mean the 20's way up there now. It's not that far. It's at 12, and this is a 9.5. But it just looks like it's a real big because it dipped pretty hard the last 3 days. I mean, all this week it just keeps coming back down. Let's see what it does tomorrow. And this one was setting up to be, I mean, this 20 was cutting it back there on like the 20th, even the 23rd. And then it got right under it, got right perfect on the 26th, and then dipped down on the 27th. And then this week it just kind of went down from there. But yeah, it was set up really nice because I know we looked at it like almost every day for about 2 or 3 weeks. So now let's definitely find the bottom here and get it to run up. And I know we looked at it when it was popping out of the basement back here as well, because in August, the end of August, we were looking at it. So I know we were looking at it back then. It's surprising that it pulled back this much right now, but it's way down there, CDT. And yeah, let's get it at the best price to get it out of there. That's for sure. And there you go, RD. How's that? Hope that helped. And let me see what Jennifer Lee had since I just clicked off of everything. There we go. Here, oh, I can't even do anything. All right, Jennifer Lee wanted UEC. Let's look at it. There's a couple of them. UEC, let's see. Uranium Energy Corp. I bet this is looking good. Yeah, it wants to keep running. This is going to be one of your momentum plays in the morning. It was up 25 cents today, down 5 in the after hours. It's at 680, but just looking super good to run up in that top right there. So that's a nice momentum play right there. SMR. That's New Scale Power Corp, up 51 cents. And another one looks like it should be solid to keep running up there. SMR, um, real solid to keep running up. And GENK. That one just kind of pulling back there, hitting the line pretty hard. It is setting up bullish. I bet it's a hard one. Has that line underneath? I would think next week would be better for that one. GENK, Gen Restaurant Group. It just looks like next week would be better, but UEC and SMR, Jennifer Lee, both of them look great for momentum plays for tomorrow morning. So there you go with them bad boys. Let me know if anybody else wants to see anything, and let me just check out and see over here, and we'll go through the scanner real quick, see if we're missing anything. And boom, I'd say we did pretty good right there. Let me hit the scanner real quick. Here we go. All righty, let me look and see what we see. If there's anything new popping up that we want to follow and hit as a popper. Let's see real quick. That Yang's right there. We already know all about it, and we're gonna be hopping on it really soon. I'm telling you. A lot of these ICCT. Weren't we looking at that bad boy? I think that ran up today. I remember seeing it. I don't think we want to mess with it, but I think someone had brought that one up the other day. That one kind of ran up. That DUO I'd said was nuts. ABEV, nah, we don't want to mess with that. API, I think we looked at that bad boy just recently. That ran up like crazy today. Holy cow. That got up over like $6. Um, Yeah, 643. It opened at 603. Its low is 395, but it closed yesterday at 275. That thing gapped up like crazy. Weren't we just looking at API as well? I'm pretty sure we were. TIGR, we ran through that one yesterday. I remember looking at it. XPON, went over that. JOBY was jumping up today. It could be a momentum play. Remember this one, BEKE. I was just talking about this bad boy the other day. And bam, that ran up to like 24.50. So it ran up to like $26. And it's sitting at 24. And we were definitely looking at it in the 20s somewheres down here. That one ran up pretty well as well. BEKE. Holo, MLGO, that one's gonna run tomorrow more. INTC, we went over. Boom, JD's been running up. BABA, we've done. Ford is way down there. Let's open up Ford to see what they're up to. They're just pulling back there and hitting that support. And I think Ford pulls back some more, so we'll wait for that to set up. Good old Ford. Let's see what else is happening here real quick. Just another minute. And PDD, that one jumped up. Remember we were looking at that bad boy? That one ran up to like 152. We were looking at that probably in like the 120s, 130s. I don't even remember, but it was pretty low right there. And so that one ran up nice. The yin's on there. And let's see what else. And let me just hop over here and see if there's anything else. That one's way too new. That one's jumped up. Someone brought up top the other day. Oh, I got sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know. All of a sudden, just had to sneeze. Here we go. Let's see. They're all run up. I don't see. Oh, look at this guy. FXP. That's a ultra short FTSE China 52 timer. That's an ETF, but it is way down there, 1523. And that's basically like your Yang way down there like that. So that one will be a good one to take a peek at. And let's just take a look. Boom, boom, boom. I don't see anything else. Just cruising through really fast, looking at about 12 charts a page real quick. And not seeing anything that we want to really address. That ADTX, I know, didn't we go over that today? But that's right here. And boom, it just split today. Remember, I was saying that, and we're gonna look at that one. So that's about it. I think we covered everything. Let me make sure no one else wanted anything. There we go. And boom, I think that was a great little market review. Stock charts, went through everything. Crypto, hopefully that can bounce back. Our big caps, like I said, are looking pretty nice. Our Mag 7, we went through, picked out the ones. There's only a few that are going down. Most of them are pretty much setting back up. They're all bullish. The SPY's real bullish. I went through the ones I asterisked, and bam. So thank you, John Wong, RD, Mike Drancalo, Elena, Jennifer Lee, sending in great stock tickers, laptop travel, Asian Jolie with the Jolie jumpers in the morning. So everybody that contributes, thank you so much. And everybody that listens, I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you guys want to look at in the morning. You know, I'll be back at 7 a.m. for pre-market, and we'll roll through this market. And like I said, it's just kind of sitting still, waiting to see if anything's going to happen in the Middle East. And then we also have our dock workers strike going on. So hopefully that can work itself out. But I'm telling you, these things are setting up super bullish. And I think we're going to be catching a lot of poppers. We did today, and we're going to keep on rocking through them. We know the look that we need to find, and we do. We find them, and they run real fast, and you have to trade them smart. And like I say all the time, you can pick all the 100%ers you want, but if you don't trade them smart, they're all useless. So pick the ones you're confident with and just trade them smart, and you will do great. So there you go. Everybody, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Let me know if you want to see anything, and I'll see you at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.